Hey everybody, Mark here. I want to do a little chat about cryptocurrencies and just what they entail and just what the end game is with cryptocurrency. And I can tell you straight up, there are some caveats with it. But let me explain. So, first things first, with all this COVID stuff going on, it's a precursor. Okay, everybody needs to understand that they need to move things in a direction where everything is trackable and everything is traceable. And I've been saying for the last couple of years, Bitcoin is trackable, Bitcoin is traceable. But people deny, it's impossible. And now it's coming to light, well, it is trackable and it is traceable. So now you have some people that are concerned, and you know, Jeff Berwick, Dollar Vigilante. I think he's a great guy. I think what he stands for is completely on par, and he's in tune, and he's made money off Bitcoin. And I think everybody who gets involved with Bitcoin at the right times, and that's one thing he probably can guide you and most of the population towards, is when to buy and when to sell, and when to make and how to make money in that. And that is something also that I've been doing on the side, but it is not, you're still dealing with the financial monetary system, buying, selling, in and out of the monetary system, into the Bitcoin, into the cryptocurrency, out of cryptocurrency, into the monetary system. It's all rigged. Okay. If you've been a stock market trader for any length of time, you know that the most pertinent moves in the market happen at night. And when they happen at night, guess what? You can't trade, you can't buy, you can't sell. Okay, so whenever you know the move is going to be made, where a big move up or a big move down is going to be made, it never happens in day trading. So the average person can't do it. You can do a long-term hold and make money in the stock market, but for the most part, no. It's meant so that the rich get richer, the poor have to wait it out, so that while they're banking and making insane amounts of money, you're just holding on and waiting for the upswing. Okay? And the same thing is with cryptocurrency. Now, all these financial markets, they're swung and moved by big players with big money, influencing the market that they see fit. Okay? And that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is things like, okay, Bitcoin, you have Satoshi, okay, who made Bitcoin. There is no Satoshi. Okay? Satoshi is a myth. It is a figure created by the CIA, who created Bitcoin, and the CIA instituted the initial algorithm to hash Bitcoin. And everybody that thought Bitcoin was so cryptic was not very cryptic. Okay, and if you actually did your research during the times from 2011 till now, some of the biggest gangs and illegal rings got busted because they started using Bitcoin. Okay, some of the longest running fucking gangs, they were getting busted that were like 100 years old. They got busted randomly like 2 years after starting to use Bitcoin. That's because it was traceable. Okay, they didn't know it was traceable because they're keeping everything cryptic. And all these other algorithms like Monero and ring keys and everything, it makes it harder. But here's the kicker. The kicker is you still need a public key, okay? You're sending the data over the internet. And guess what you're sending it on? You're sending it on your Google device, okay? And now if you go to trade cryptocurrencies, you have to actually use a program called Google Authenticate, okay? So Google authenticates who you are when you even buy and get into a market and sell and get out of the market. Everything's authenticated. Even if you start purchasing Bitcoin or any other one of these cryptocurrencies, you have to provide your passport, your driver's license, your information, where you live, your citizenship, crypto, right? This is all crypto underground, because you can't buy cryptocurrency unless you give all your information, and all your information is out in the open. And if you doubt that for a second, the moment you buy something online, go ahead, go to Amazon, use Bitcoin. Guess what? Bitcoin now tied to your personal information, which is tied to you. Done. As soon as, in fact, as soon as you make a purchase with your information, not only does the government have your information on that you purchased this amount. Now Walmart, for example, if you purchase something off Walmart, they will have your personal information, your information on which wallet you own, and it's all trackable, it's all traceable. So cryptocurrency, the biggest caveat I have is there's no point-to-point exchange, okay? And that's what they're doing with all this fucking COVID shit. What they're trying to do is eliminate all the small businesses, eliminate anything that's not online, eliminate anything that doesn't have a transaction happening through a terminal. Okay, with a small business, they're shutting down all small businesses. Why are they shutting down all small businesses? Because there's a point-to-point exchange. If I buy something from you, why can't I just give you like $100 for whatever item you have? You can. And that's what they're trying to eliminate. With COVID, they are eliminating all the small guys, all the middle guys. Okay? They're eliminating small grassroots community businesses that have these types of exchanges. And if cryptocurrency was so crypto, why can't I do a point-to-point exchange? Why can't I use a device that I own, which is electronic, turn off the internet, turn off the Wi-Fi, chat my phone onto somebody else's, and have the money transfer peer-to-peer, okay? Peer-to-peer, not over the internet. You know why it has to happen over the internet? Because it's trackable. It's traceable. The key is public, okay? They can crack all this shit the way it is. You have to send a public key, okay? And as soon as you have a public key, I send you the key over the internet. And guess what? The key is on the internet. It's interceptable. You can see. It's there. You may not request to receive the money, but as soon as the key is there, I can see it, I can intercept it, and I know who's getting the money. Even if it is like Monero and there's a ring algorithm, it's still public. There's still a public key. If Monero is so good, why can't I come to you and purchase something directly with Monero without having to do that? You can't. You can't, and that's the hitch. That's the hitch. Everybody becomes a slave under that system. With fiat currency, that is their one hiccup. That is why big gangs never got busted. Big gangs never got busted because it's a peer-to-peer cash transaction. It is non-traceable. It is from me to you. There's no way they can figure out where the money went, who got the money, and what it was used for. This way, they know everything. They know everything. As soon as it goes through the internet, they know everything. Bitcoin also is the biggest scam in human history, okay, for impoverishing people. Listen, it wasn't Satoshi that made Bitcoin, So what happens is these guys, they create Bitcoin. And you can even hear people like Alex Jones, like he's a good player, but he's in on it, okay? And he plays the good side, but he's not on the good side. He talks about, if you go to interview on Flamboyant on YouTube, he's talking about being at Bloomberg, where the CIA and all these other big players he was hanging around in a meeting, and he says, "Oh, they just trying to arrest me." Okay, but when I was in that meeting, this guy gave me 10,000 Bitcoin in 2011. He said it was the currency of the future. So let me get this straight. CIA come to arrest you, and instead they give you 10,000 Bitcoin? How does that work, man? How does that work? Nice story. Are people that stupid? I guess so. So in 2011, Alex Jones gets 10,000 Bitcoin, which is worth how much? 10,000 Bitcoin times 55,000 US dollars at the time of me recording this is what, $550 million? Think about that. He got that for nothing. Bits on a computer. And all his buddies got bits on a computer. And they did nothing. They were handing them out left, right, and center. So they got 10,000 Bitcoins at the minimum. And when Bitcoin goes to, say, $1 million, then what does he have? He doesn't have $550 million. He has $550 billion. So now, say the currency goes to the way of Bitcoin. Alex Jones currently $550 million worth of Bitcoin. We'll have $550 billion worth of Bitcoin if it goes to $1 million. And what do you have? Nothing. You got nothing. And if you want to buy a Bitcoin, one Bitcoin will cost you $1 million when it's $1 million a Bitcoin. Right now, it will cost you $55,000. Okay, they got it for nothing. So how much do you got stored in your bank account? I can tell you right now, the average citizen does not have more than $10,000. So say they got $10,000. You want to buy 1/5 of a Bitcoin. 1/5. So you get 0.2 Bitcoin. Good for you. You got 0.2 Bitcoin. They have 10,000 Bitcoin. So your money is worthless. You've basically been impoverished. And anybody who doesn't get on the train, anybody who doesn't jump through hoops to go to these exchanges and purchase Bitcoin or any whatever other cryptocurrency, they're all impoverished. They're going to be poor AF. Poor as F. They're going to have nothing. There's no way they're going to afford any Bitcoin. Okay? It's a transfer of wealth. Where they get in for nothing, you get in for 55,000. Transfer of wealth. Your fiat currency is worth nothing. Okay, so at the end of the day, you own 0.2 Bitcoin, and they own thousands of Bitcoin. And this is going on across the board. And nobody seems to see it, man. They're going to get rid of any kind of small businesses locally. You're not going to be able to do point-to-point exchange, whether it's with gold, whether it's with fiat currency. It's going to be dead. It's going to be dead. Then what? Then what are you going to do? You know what? These devices, this technocratic state we're creating, man, it's a very dangerous and slippery slope where these devices we're carrying around are all of a sudden like our gods. You can't live without them. All your friends are a meme on the phone. They're meaningless. When's the last time you really had a discussion with your friend? When's the last time you really went to go visit your friend? See how they're doing. Oh, you know what you do? You send them a Facebook post. You send them a Facebook message. Oh, hi, I miss you. That's it. Oh, good job. Good friends. Good friends. So now everybody's a fucking video on YouTube or whatever other socialistic fucking platform that you're using. It's all bullshit. The idea of this, we're going so far in reverse. We're getting way out of hand. These devices, like, everybody's carrying them around. Everybody's on them 24/7. You're addicted to them. People are addicted to them. They don't have any genuine connection anymore. So much so that when I talk to people and I have a genuine connection with them, look at me, I'm old. I'm getting gray. The cell phone never used to exist until I was about 20 years old, okay? And I know when you have a genuine connection with somebody, you click, you vibe, you enjoy your time with them, and you know what? You hang out with them, you're friends with them, you may even start dating them, okay? And that's a genuine partner. But you know what? Nowadays, people are memes on a phone, and even if you did connect with somebody, it's foreign. They're not sure what to do. They don't understand. They're completely oblivious, right? So I have actually 3 girls right now that absolutely adore me, okay? But they won't date me because the connection is so foreign to them that they don't know how to, like, what to make of it. They're used to punching fucking memes and texts in a phone, and that's how their relationships go. So, like, this entire Bitcoin cryptocurrency state thing, it's all a farce. It's all a farce. We need to go in the reverse direction. Bitcoin's not going to be our savior. If we want an actual cryptocurrency to work, there has to be a point-to-point transaction system with that cryptocurrency, aka no internet. I tap my phone onto your phone, it transfers the money that is in my wallet to your wallet, and done. Whatever is stored locally, encrypted locally, and decrypted between 2 devices point to point. That's the only way anything will be resolved, and with an option of sending it over the internet if you wanted to, okay? And that's when you can use something like a ring encryption algorithm to do that. But obviously preferable, if I want to book a flight or something, I pay for it point to point, and done. Or I want to buy a computer, I go up to the guy, point to point, transfer, done. But no, now everything's stored in the cloud. Oh, it's across all devices. Yeah, all those devices are accessible. They don't even need a server to do it. That's the idea. They don't need a big, massive computer to do it. It's stored on your computer and accessible through everybody else's computer. All the data is accessible. It's all traceable. It's all trackable. You can see who sent what from what wallets. I honestly don't know. We're heading down a slippery slope here. And I think a lot of the people have genuine good intentions, but I also know a lot of people with a lot of power do not have genuine intentions, and they're getting away with a lot of shit they shouldn't be getting away with because nobody wants to do anything about it. We just keep going along with the narrative. How about sustainable communities? How about getting away from the grid? You know, that's too hard, right? We want to keep going with the system because somebody else is dictating to us what's right and what's wrong. And for me, that's gonna change one way or another. And I'm just sending this out as a wake-up call. And I hope that people that are like-minded will get together and start to band together, because right now, with this technocratic state and this isolation, we're all being segregated, and that's the idea. Divide and conquer, and they're easy to conquer. We need to get together in smaller communities and band together in those smaller communities and do point-to-point exchanges. The biggest problem with Bitcoin, not to mention, is it's got no monetary use. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make money with Bitcoin, okay? In the fiat system, the monetary system, is that what you want to be part of again? Again, another part of the fiat system, the monetary system. It's just down the same fucking rabbit hole. And the best thing with them is it's bits on a computer. They don't even have to print it on a piece of paper. It's bits on a computer. If I came to you and said, oh, I got some bits on a computer for you, and we were both, like, the world just went to shit, and we were in a community, and I said, oh, I got some bits on a computer for you, and I'll exchange it for your goods. What use are bits in a computer if the world goes to shit, which is what it's doing? The bits on the computer have no actual sustenance. They're useless, okay? I'm not saying that they're not going to be valuable in the monetary system, but so are digits in a fucking bank, okay? Which is garbage. You know, it's the same as fiat. Bits, digits in a computer. The one thing with gold is, like, people may, like, talk trash about it and say, oh, it hasn't moved and whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it's still gold. It still has use in manufacturing, in the industry. Silver has use as they're both great conductors. They're the best electrical conductors. They have actual industrial use, right? Whereas if I came to you and I said, the world's gone to shit, you've got something with some industrial use here, or you got bits in a computer, I'm going to take something with industrial use, that has industrial use that people see value in. Even like at that point, your computer is going to be worth more money than all the bitcoins in the entire universe, because it's just digits in the computer. This is just pulling us away. It is their psy-op to get people into the system. What we need to do is create a completely independent system outside of that. And, you know, speaking of that, Jeff Berwick, you should actually be very careful with Pirate Chain, because Pirate Chain is just a branch of a currently already well-established cryptocurrency, and that established cryptocurrency, I know for a fact, changed within this last year. They had to update it because there was a massive security hole breach in it, where people could just create whatever amount of currency they wanted. So, you know, people, I had to throw this out there, and maybe it serves nothing towards you, maybe it serves something, but I see the bigger picture. You know, I'm not looking narrow-minded. No, this is the out, but you have to look at, what if this is not the out? You have to constructively look at both sides of the fence. That's the same problem Karl Marx had when it came to communism. He looked at one side of the fence. There was no problems with communism at all. He saw it all as great. It was perfect. Oh, really? Because he didn't look at it constructively from both sides. What if this goes wrong? What if there's another side to the fence? You know, where can this be exploited and used for wrong? And I'm looking at the exploits here, and I'm looking at all the data, and I'm seeing this is a farce, and it's meant to impoverish the entire world and make the rich richer. All their cohorts are going to be filthy rich, and everybody's going to be struggling to buy even 0.2 of a Bitcoin, even less. If it goes to 1 million, it's going to be like 0.01 Bitcoin. Okay, like, what are you going to do with 0.01 Bitcoin when these guys own like literally hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin between them. You're 0.01 Bitcoin, you're gonna be worthless. You're not gonna be able to buy shit. Literally, you're gonna be getting scraps off the table. And you know, you gotta think about that, because Jesus put it really well. You know, like the slave gets the scraps off the tables. And is that where humanity and society, you want to go? You want the scraps off the tables? Like, okay, you can get the scraps off the tables because you believe in the masters, but that's all you're gonna get. So I wanted to throw that out there just for something for you guys to think about. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that. I know a lot of people are gonna like recoil at the idea that is even, that what I'm saying is like even a possibility. But if you're recoiling and you're getting angry at that, you really got to look inside, okay? Because when we recoil at things, that's when you know there's truth being spoken. And that's actually the time to take action. That's actually the time to correct things. Other than that, I think Max Egan has been on the ball. If you look at his stuff with Corona and everything going on, I think he's on the ball. Sustainable communities, and bonding together with those sustainable communities, and just cutting ties completely, like with the rest of the world. That's going to be the only real way forward, and the only people that are going to make it are going to be like the Amish and the people who can like really bury down and find a way beyond this. Buy a pine phone, buy a phone that can be off. If you want to be like the Amish and you still want your cake and eat it too, you can do that. Buy a pine phone. We'll have to get like a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency developed. I've already been thinking about it and how to do it, and just go completely off grid so that nobody knows anything, nobody has any idea of anything. Or just buy gold. I mean, like how it works out and how we do transfers and exchanges of money and stuff, like that is anybody's guess. But I wanted to throw that out there for people to think about. And if we wanted to go digital, we could go digital, but there has to be a peer-to-peer solution. Your money can't be stored in a cloud. It's got to be stored locally, and it has to be able to transfer locally. And with a Pine phone, you could definitely do that. So with a short Bluetooth connection between phones. And yeah, I wanted to share that and just get the information out there, let people ponder it, chew on it.